So our friend Wendy, he's a fellow YouTuber. Why can't I talk today? So our friend Wendy reached out to her. You start, Becky.
Okay.
It's like, I can't draw out the most complicated IKEA project that has ever been tackled. I don't think anyone's done it, so we can be the first to figure it out. Bring it on, baby. So we gotta be honest with you guys.
This video was supposed to be another episode in our Design and Conquer series, but it's not. So our friend Wendy, you know her, she's been in videos of ours in the past. She reached out to us because she wanted help designing her brand new loft space that she just moved into. More specifically, she wanted our help to build these giant industrial glass panel dividers for her space.
We were so excited. We were up for the challenge. We were like, we can do this. And then it kind of quickly fell down from there.
So we set up a Google Hangout with her like we do for all other Design and Conquerors to chat with her about what she wanted.
So my new place is a studio loft, which means there's like no walls anywhere. I would love a way to make the bed visually kind of disappear a little. I had been leaning towards this like factory glass wall kind of appearance.
Love that.
So once we figured out exactly what she wanted, I don't think anyone's done it, so we can be the first to figure it out. Bring it on, baby. I went to the hardwood store to figure out what wood or supplies we might need from there for her to make this project happen.
So then I went to an actual design store to look at these real glass and metal versions of these so we could maybe explain to her how it's done.
And then we sat down to write out the plans and draw up the designs for her. And that's where it ended. That's where it ended. I could not figure out how to be like, put this screw here, put this screw here, cut this, first do this, then do this. It's like, I can't draw out the most complicated IKEA project that has ever been tackled and do it in like, I just can't. I can't.
We've got it in our brains, so I think the best plan is for us to just go over to Wendy's and as a team, build this thing because we are super passionate about it. I want to see it happen. We just can't put it into words.
So let's go to Wendy's. So I think our first step is to build the frame, which in my mind, we lay down our acrylic sheets.
Okay.
And then kind of like lay our pieces on top and we're like, oh yeah, this looks good. And then we can start screwing them together.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense.
So let's start with the small panel because like,
Less risk.
that makes sense.
The A side?
Yeah, the A side.
Because that tape days is super heavy, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Our first step is laying out the plexiglass and laying all of our wood pieces on top to figure out the spacing for the frame.
And just like that.
Is it this many?
Yeah.
The edge pieces need to sit halfway over the edge of the plexi, and from there it's figuring out where the center vertical pieces look most centered.
That's it, guys.
Video's over.
We're done.
We're using a wider piece of wood for the bottoms of the walls to give them extra stability. We're cutting it down to the size of our plexiglass. Next, we're screwing all of the vertical pieces we just measured into that bottom piece. We're using long screws to go through the beam and into the vertical pieces to complete the base of the frame.
Wow.
Incredible.
So exciting.
Done. Okay, next we're adding on the top piece. For the top beam of the wall, we're having it extend an extra 2.5 feet on the top to create space for an entryway. Having the wood touch the wall will offer a lot of extra support at the end of this project.
Push all the way to the bottom.
Okay, I got it.
You got it? Yeah.
Okay, now to add on the plexiglass. It's really important to pre-drill holes through the plastic before adding screws to make sure the plastic doesn't crack.
Looks good. So now it's just the crossbeams, right? Which go which way?
Like this.
Yeah!
So next up is adding in the horizontal crossbeams to really make these windows come to life. Since the measurements for all of these crossbeams are ever so slightly different, we're labeling each piece on a diagram so they don't get mixed up during the painting process.
Maybe they'll all be the same, and I'll just be blessed.
I'm putting good vibes into the air
Thank you.
that it's gonna work.
Sending good vibes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Receive them all.
This one's Sunday as well.
So it's the same?
Yeah.
My vibes!
Thank you, Becky.
You're welcome, ladies.
Anytime. For
See,
you,
like-
it's free.
The finished smaller side will have 3 windows across and 3 windows down, which means that we're measuring and cutting out 6 small horizontal pieces to complete the windows. Next, we're painting all of the small pieces, plus the whole frame a nice matte black to mimic the look of metal.
Okay. Yes!
It looks beautiful.
While the paint dries, I'm moving on to tackling the larger second wall. It's essentially the same process, but just twice as wide so that we can accommodate 2 sheets of plexiglass across the wooden frame.
Then we move on to the second one. This one's longer. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 crossbeams.
Claire can count.
Woo!
Once the paint is dry, we have that oh so satisfying moment of peeling off one of the sides of the protective plastic that's on the plexiglass.
Oh, Becky.
Oh, baby.
Wow.
Okay.
You know what this reminds me of? You know those like, sorry, these are my safety goggles today. It reminds me of your friends. You'd like go over to their house and they still have like the plastic on their fridge or their TV. And they're like, I don't know why they're doing it, but I'm like, it's been 3 years, Susan. Woo! Power woman.
Woo!
With the exposed side down, we're screwing it back onto the frame.
Wow. Do you need my help? Wendy's kind of dropped this on lock.
We flipped it over so that the wood side was up and added in all of the cross beams according to the diagram we drew earlier. We'll need to screw these lines from the back, so we're taping them into place with some tape so they don't move when we flip it over.
Last piece, last piece, last piece. I imagine it slotting in like butter. Yes! Oh my gosh. Okay, it's gotta be screwed together still, but this is a beauty. This one too.
Emotional.
So nice.
Again, we're using the combo of pre-drilling a small hole and then adding our screws in after. With the smaller wall completed and our larger wall on its way, I think this is a good place to stop for today.
Raise it and get it out of the way.
This is a big.
And then I think rotate like that. Yeah. Wow.
I'm imprisoned.
You guys are on the wrong side. Oh.
I mean, should we stand up the other one too? Is that one's done, right?
Yeah.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
Yes.
You're gonna love it so much you don't want to put yours on it. Okay, it's kind of crazy though because seeing this in the store and now seeing it here, it's like very much the same.
We did it! Go back to your more.
ZZZ, it's bedtime.
Wendy, this is the coolest thing ever!
This is so
Oh, I'm so sad I'm not gonna be here to see it complete.
We'll have you come over again.
Okay.
Okay, it's the next day and we're down to a crew of myself, Claire, and Wendy to finish the job.
I know, right? Yeah, we're both like, yeah, we're ready. Never mind.
We're starting by painting our second frame black as well. Kelsey was able to cut all of the horizontal pieces yesterday, so those are getting painted too. Since our walls both have that wider bottom ledge, they won't fit together in a perfect L shape in their current state.
This is the short side, this is the long side, and we want these 2 tall parts to match. So we want this distance, they can go and fit in there.
We need to cut down basically our supporting bottom piece so the other piece can slide in nicely. Like Tetris!
May it all go as smoothly as we hope.
This means we need to cut out a small corner on one of the pieces to create a space for the opposite wall's bottom ridge to slot into. I unscrewed one of the vertical pieces temporarily so I could get the circle saw in place to cut out the knot.
Perfect.
All right, we're ready to add on our 2 plexi sheets to the long wall. With both sheets on, this wall was actually pretty heavy, so the best plan was to lean it up against one of Wendy's walls to place on all of our horizontal cross pieces. Again, we're using tape to hold them in place until we can properly screw them in place from the back like we did for our smaller wall piece.
Oh my goodness, they're coming together. Our 2 panels are completed. Well, what's up next?
We are going to put them in position, put them together, then put them to the wall.
The final steps, I'm so excited.
Now it's time to put these bad boys together. Because of the notch we cut out in the bottom, these 2 walls fit together perfectly. It's also important to note that both top beams over the doorways are touching the walls at this point as well. We screwed the corner together with some screws, and honestly, this wall was super stable at this point. But we wanted to add one final step for stability.
Don't drop your screw, Claire. That would be embarrassing.
I'm ready to watch where it falls.
We're using metal L brackets to hold the door frames to the walls. We're using strong wall plugs as well, since these spots didn't perfectly line up with the wall studs behind the wall.
That's in!
I cannot believe how beautiful this looks, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. That was definitely a challenge, but we took it on and I couldn't be more proud. Make sure you guys go check out Wendy's channel to see more of her space and watch her videos and subscribe to her because she's just amazing, and tell her we say hi. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we will see you next time. Bye!
Hi guys, welcome to the end screen. Want to give a massive shout out to this person who used one of our DIY kintsugi methods to fix up this gorgeous porcelain bowl and add some beautiful gold detailing to the cracks. It's so beautiful. If you guys make anything inspired by anything that we do, please send it to us on Instagram using the hashtag TheSorryGirls Squad for a chance to be featured in our end slates.